So, welcome to this 20 questions. First question is Dustin from Disposable America asks, congrats on the new Calyx tape announcement. You said they were the first band you approached when you started Plastic Miracles, but which was the initial spark? Your desire to start a record label or your desire to put out their album? To start a record label was the initial spark. I kind of wanted to do this for a long time since I was a little small egg. So I'd been thinking about it for years and finally started getting more serious about it, and then talked to Bender, I think when we were on tour possibly once, about if like someday in the future we could put out one of their records, and then decided like last year that it was hopefully probably going to happen, and now it's happening. I'll just go on to question 2. Was there something that originally inspired you to start making music? I was 8 years old, and my neighbor Jeff, who lives, or he doesn't live there anymore, but he lived right next door. I'm in Maryland right now. This is my brother's studio. This is the control room. He brought over Dookie by Green Day, and I loved it, and that was kind of it from there. Pretty soon after, I got a guitar and an actually unrelated thing, but they just kind of happened around the same time, and worked out really great for grabbing my interest or whatever, and just kind of been doing it ever since then. I thought about making up some other answer, but that's the true answer. Is Green Day kind of kicked it all off, and then Rancid and The Offspring and bands like that kind of pushed it along, and blah 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 blah. Question 3. Dave from Cave People, can you describe your very heavy anime tattoo? I can. So I have this tattoo that you can't see right now because it's here under this shirt, but it's from the anime and manga Berserk. Basically, there's this character Guts who you meet in the beginning of the books, and he like is being chased by these weird demons, and he has like no friends, and a lot of really wild stuff is happening, and you don't know what's going on, but he has this brand on his neck, and that's the tattoo I have. And I, without like getting into too many spoilers, I got it because it was like, oh, he went through all these things and everything's terrible, and he has an enormous sword also. Yeah. Question 4. The idea to do an Oceanator digital tour with Monica across the internet is so neat. How did you pick which cities to perform in, and is there any night in particular you're most excited for? So we picked the cities by just kind of being like, well, first we thought we wanted some in most of the time zones so that it would be easy for people. Like, we were doing them in 7 p.m. in every time zone, so we figured like do it across the U.S. so that people can catch it. Hopefully, at one of those times will work out. And we picked D.C., Brooklyn, because like that's where we're from. Devin's from Maryland originally too. And then L.A. we just kind of like California and Austin. We're doing covers for like we're doing our Oceanator songs, but we're doing Oceanator songs. We're gonna play some new stuff and everything, but we're doing some covers every night, based on like the city or sometimes state that we're in. But I'm honestly pretty excited about all of them. We made a little 14-track playlist, and I've been playing it all week, and I think it's gonna be really fun. So it's gonna be cool. Yeah, they're not secret. I can spill some beans. We're doing a Buzzcock song. We're doing a Ramones song for New York, obviously. We're doing Fastball. I don't know if y'all remember Fastball. I didn't actually remember this song, but Tony loved it, and it's really fun. So it should be cool. I'll spill some more covers beans later, maybe. Ashley from the band Group E. What are some of the coolest or weirdest places you've played on tour? Um, yeah, Ashley from Group E played bass on a tour that I did. I think that was the one we did to Hopscotch Festival in 2018. So that was fun. The Saturn was very cool, and they were super nice. And then we got to stay upstairs in this like big fancy green room slash like apartment thing that they let us like stay in. The only thing was we had to be locked in all night. Um, but it was cool. Just like a lot of really cool houses and DIY spots. And worst place I've played on tour. Oh wow, I don't know. I'm blanking on that, which is kind of funny. Because there's definitely been some bad stuff. I mean, usually the whole experience won't be bad, because it's like you're still playing a show, so there's something cool about it. But I've definitely had to deal with some pretty frustrating sound people who don't listen to the band or want to talk shit about the other bands on the bill, and you're like, these are literally my friends that I'm touring with, and like, you don't have to like them. That's fine. We all like different music, but it's weird to try to talk to me about how they suck when you know that we're touring together. So like, obviously I like them. But yeah, I mean, I can't think of anything like any place that's been like horrible, although I know that I've been places like that. And sometimes the venue itself is maybe a little gross or smelly or whatever, but like, yeah, it is kind of like we're all hanging out. It's nice. Some social interaction. 20 questions is like the game one where you think of a thing is actually like one of my favorite things. Nobody else likes it. A notable venue with good food. Well, when we play at the Masquerade in Atlanta, they have catering, which is really the couple times I've been there has been really good, and they're like really good about trying to make sure they get everyone's like dietary restrictions and stuff, which is cool. And so they like feed you. I had this like ridiculously good. The one tour I went on last year was actually playing bass for Monica, and we were up in Toronto, and I'm blanking on the name of the place right now, but I had this like ridiculously good mac and cheese, and it's like hard to make a bad mac and cheese, but like this was so beyond just like mac and cheese. It was really good, but not like too fancy or whatever, Yeah, I don't know what else. Whenever we go to Chicago, when we play at like Subterranean, I always go to this place Handlebar up the street. That's really good, but it's not in the venue, but it's good. Okay, question 6. James from the label Moon Physics. I know you're no stranger to saying pog when it comes to making merch for your own band, but what are some dream collabs or merch items you'd like to see with Plastic Miracles? Oh boy, seems like it's dreaming so big, but I guess they are dreams. So I think it would be pretty cool to have like I know Moon Physics does these fingerboards that are pretty cool. I think my dream would be to have like full on footboards, regular size skateboards. Would be sick to do something with those. What I want to make like a puzzle. I love puzzles now. I think that those would be my two big dream things. So maybe Tony Hawk would want to do a Tony Hawk Plastic Miracles collab on a board. Yeah, or a cool water bottle would be cool too, so we can all stay hydrated. Next question. What were your favorite TV shows to watch in 2020? What did I watch in 2020? I just right before this, earlier tonight, finished The Mandalorian, which I also just started like last week. I actually went back and watched all of the Law and Order Criminal Intents, which was like weird because it was like comforting in a way, because it's like this is always on the TV, and I used to like see it all the time, and my mom really liked Criminal Intent, so I would put it on for like those reasons. But then it was also like they do a lot of really gross copy things in there, so So that was weird, but also like, I don't know. Yeah, it was kind of like that where I would just like, I would put, I would put Law and Order on when I was like cooking, and then I could just hear all these familiar voices in the background. Yeah, I just watched Bridgerton on Netflix. I love period dramas, so if anyone has any good like period piece stuff, let me know. I'm not sure if I really watched much other TV. I was watching a lot of movies, to be fair. Um, I watched 27 or 28 Sam Rockwell specifically movies. Um, and so yeah, I did that. Um, he's good. He's a good actor. Oh hell yeah, yeah, great. Sam Rockwell love in the chat. Love it. Um, Today I played Journey, which is really hard. Um, and I don't think I quite get it, but that's I guess how it starts with video games. You don't get it, and then you start getting it as you play. And I think it's also weird because I just got a PS4, and up until today, the newest video game system I had was a PS2. So I'm used to a certain kind of gaming, if that makes sense. So these newfangled games are confusing, but I'm excited. Question 8. Dustin again. Samuel's new record is coming out tomorrow. Yes, it is on my label. How did you meet Sam and become involved with releasing Terra Australis? I met Sam somewhere in New York at a show, probably. Sam used to play. I'll come back to that PS2 games question. Sam used to play bass in Hey Baby, and I assume we just met at a show that we were both playing. I don't really. It's been a while now. I don't remember exactly, but it was funny because we were talking like at a party once, like a couple years after we'd met, about college came up, and we were talking about college and realized we'd gone to the same school and had graduated in the same year, and it wasn't even that big a school. It's like 2,500 people. So that was kind of funny. But yeah, we met through shows, and this record I got involved with, I think just from like, I cannot believe it was this recently. The very last show I played was last year, leap year. And it was at the cat farm, which is Sam's house. And I think we talked about it there, about how he had this. I'd seen him play solo before and, knew he was working on stuff. But he specifically mentioned that he had a record that was mostly done that he wanted to put out. And I was like, great, let's talk. I love your solo stuff. And his guitar playing is just really, really intricate and beautiful. I think the record is lovely. And top PS2 games, I love all the Metal Gears. That's why I wanted to get 5. I specifically like 3 a lot. And then all the Tony Hawk games. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, Thug 1, Thug 2, American Wasteland. And I can never remember which of those two now. I remember one of the 2 Thugs I just like do not like, but one of them I love. And so yeah, the Tony Hawk series, I guess I'll say, and Metal Gear. And then I also have for PlayStation, the Sonic Mega Hits collection. We are a Sega family. I still actually have the Genesis, but on the Sega or on the PlayStation you can save, so you don't have to beat the game all in one sitting, which is pretty cool. Is this working? Not as cool of an angle, but I won't disappear all of a sudden. The hottest cartoon character, I guess Trent from Daria would probably be up there, although he's very annoying in hindsight. Favorite Weird Al song? It would either be The Night Santa Went Crazy or Albuquerque. It would be one of those two, I think. Neither of those are parodies, but I like them both. I think they're fun and good. And favorite Green Day song is probably too hard to pick, but I'm going to go with Christy Road. JB from the band Prior Panic. Do you believe in the afterlife? Um, I don't know. I grew up Catholic, so when I was a kid, I thought that there was an afterlife, and pretty much everybody went there. And I was never really. I don't think I really believed that like hell existed. I think I always thought it was after you die, you go up in the sky, and then everybody who's ever died is up there, and you all of a sudden know everything that's ever happened, and also can see everything. Um, so that's what I thought for when I was a kid, and now I don't know. I don't know. Is my answer to that. Uh, would you rather fight a bear with sharks for arms or a shark with bears for arms? Okay. Are we fighting on land or are we fighting in the water? I guess we would just say that we're fighting on whatever territory they would be scariest on. Um, so let's picture it: a bear that had two sharks as its arms, or a shark that had two. I would say the bear that had two sharks as its arms because, you know, the sharks, their mouths are going to be scary, but the rest of their body is just going to be like the arms are just going to be useless. You know what I mean? So I feel like you could get away from that easier than like a shark that has a big scary mouth, but also bears on its hands, full on bears that also have legs and arms and mouths to like extra grab you. So it's like two big giant bears on the arms and shark body, and it could swim. Um, but yeah, that's what I would go with. Uh, the I would rather fight the bear with sharks for arms. Superpowers, teleportation. I think because I think it would be the most like practical for life. Yes, practical. Um, for life because then I could get around and do stuff. But if we're just talking about like for fun, maybe I mean Magneto's powers are pretty cool, so he can do a lot of stuff. All right, Adam from the band Me and Caprice. Hi, Adam. We played a show with you. If you could erase any band or record from existence, who or what would it be and why? I would probably erase like Screwdriver or one of those other racist bands. Um, I think the why speaks for itself on those. But if we're doing something just like fun, I would like erase like someone like super influential just to see. I mean, can I erase it and bring it back? Is the question? Because what if I like just to see what would happen if like I don't know the freaking Beatles or something didn't exist? Like what would have happened? Who would have been the Beatles of the '60s instead, or the Rolling Stones, or all those other bands that are like the big bands of that time? Oh no, I am creating the movie yesterday. James from Moon Physics again. Hello. What do you think the future of labels will be once touring cycles return? Well, I think there's some cool labels popping up that are doing cool stuff. I think Moon Physics is a good example where it's like it's purely for like the love of the music, and that's the whole reason that it exists, and it's not there to just like be um a business. It's there to share something that we love. Um, and I'd like to see more of that. Uh, that's kind of what I'm trying to do with Plastic Miracles. I'm trying to get it so that it in itself is self-sustaining, so we can keep putting people's records out and share music, and also, do these comps where we like can try to raise money for various things. And have some plans for like community building stuff that I think is important. I think more and more people are putting stuff out without a label, and that's become much more doable. And so hopefully people will be more discerning about what labels they do sign to. Um, so that people don't get stuck in these really bad and horrifying deals, and so that everything can kind of like grow and support each other instead of being like a weird, especially when I'm talking like a lot of the major labels and stuff here, instead of being like a weird ex- exploitative disaster zone. um so yeah, I don't know, I think it's hard to say, but I think I'm trying to feel optimistic about all the little all the little guys who are doing cool stuff right now. But what is my favorite snack when I'm feeling sad? Um, I'm not much of a snacker, which is weird. I guess a lot of people love to snack. I don't snack. I'll like eat a big meal, or I just like won't eat. You know. Um, but when I'm like having a bad day and I want to get a good like a dinner to make myself feel better, I like to get a burrito. Um, that makes me happy. If snacks are in front of me, I'll snack on them. Like if we're on tour and someone hands me some snacks, I'll probably eat them. But I don't like eat. I don't like buy snacks for my house or like sit at home snacking or think like, oh, I really need a snack right now. I just, I don't know. I just don't. It's not for me. I didn't say I hate them. I said I don't eat them and they're not for me. Yeah. Or like, what I do like is having a really good seltzer when I'm sad. I like the bubbles. Um all right, Meredith from the band Soft Blue Shimmer. If you could switch places with any animal for a day, would you do it, and what animal? Yes, I do it. It's one day, so like absolutely. So absolutely I would do it. Cuz why not? I think it would be maybe something in the ocean, surprise surprise. Just cuz it would be, a um completely different experience to be able to swim and see stuff under the ocean, under the water, and make some other little fishy friends. I'd want to be something that's probably not going to get eaten, because it would be a bummer to turn into an animal for a day and then like get eaten by a shark or whatever. It's a sexually explicit message is blocked. And favorite seltzer brand and flavor is Topo Chico for sure. Um, plain Topo Chico. That's my fave. And favorite boy band. I don't have one. 15. Connor of the label Crafted Sounds. Oh gosh, y'all are gonna hate this too, but I do not like Taco Bell either. I tried to like it on the last tour or a couple tours ago that I went on, and I just could not find a thing I liked. I tried all sorts of stuff, and I'm just not a big fan. Like, I'll eat it if that's where we're going. I can find some stuff that I like okay, but if I have my choice, I'm like, I'm not going to Taco Bell. Um, Especially after they denied me the Feed the Beat. And then we became lifelong enemies after that. Usually on tour, we try not to go to fast food places because it just makes everyone feel terrible, and especially a lot of times I'm on tour with like vegetarian and vegan folks too, and like it's harder to find food that they can eat at a fast food place a lot of the time. But then again, sometimes I'll get on a tour and we'll just keep going. That's like we get stuck in a fast food rut and we're like, oh, I really want some fast fried something now. So, I like a Wendy's, I like a Burger King, McDonald's, Popeyes. Hate KFC, hate Roy Rogers. Never had a fast food hamburger. I'm always a chicken. I always get the chicken sandwich. So 16 is Ashley from Groupie again. What is it like to play all the instruments on your record and essentially do it yourself? It's cool. On the last record, I only played all the stuff on 2 of the songs, and then on a couple of them I played most of the stuff, and then on some of them we like recorded live as like a band playing in a studio all at once, which was cool. So it's really fun to do it both ways. It's cool to be able to not be. It's sometimes fun to like have a song and just kind of be working on it. Um, how and when I want to, and just kind of put it together and lay tracks over tracks of myself playing drums or guitar, bass, whatever. Um, so it's fun to get to build the song up from the bottom like that. We're probably gonna do. I want to do some more stuff live as a band too. So obviously I won't be able to play all the stuff on those that we're doing live because I can only play one instrument at once, unfortunately. Superpower would be astral projection. That's what it would be. To get back to that old question, I think that would be it. Because then I could do a bunch of stuff at once, and that would be cool. I wear my own merch, and who cares? I like it. I got it made because I like it. Okay, 18. Jackson from Saphead Print Shop. How many Elliott Smith songs did you need to learn for the DA Halloween Party online cover set you played, and how many did you already know? I already knew all of them. I didn't learn any for that. Yeah, I didn't. I love Elliott Smith, and I know how to play many of his songs, and I'm trying to learn more of them, and I had a goal of learning a new one that I didn't know every day for a little while, and then I didn't do that. But favorite Elliott Smith song to play. I really like playing Biggest Lie because I also really love that song, and I really like playing Independence Day because it's fun and hard, but really satisfying when you get it. I don't think Miss Misery is overrated. I think it's kind of, you know, it's weird that it got nominated for an Oscar, and it's weird that he played at the Oscars. And this all, he wasn't really like a household name before that. He was kind of just this guy who made music that a lot of people liked, but not like a lot of people. It wasn't like people were like knew who Elliott Smith was. It was and then he was on the Oscars, and that kind of like changed a lot of stuff. But I think it's a great song still, and it was actually written, for the Oscars. It's supposed to be technically written for the movie, but he had already written that song, and they just said it was written for the movie when it wasn't. I could talk about Elliott Smith for hours and hours. Oh, okay, 17. Roz of the band Nova One. What have been some of your favorite Halloween costumes over the years? My favorite costume, well, I have two favorite of mine. One, when I was really little, my mom sewed me a Belle dress, like Belle from the Beauty and the Beast. And she spent like a really long time sewing it together, and it was really cool. And then it was super cold on Halloween, and I had to wear a sweatshirt the whole time, and that was a bummer. And then my other favorite of my costumes was one year, maybe 5 years ago, dressed up as a Power Ranger. I dressed up as the Black Ranger because I only had black spandex. Although all night everyone said, well, not everyone, but a lot of people were like, oh, are you dressed as the Black Ranger because you're black, which was very annoying. I wore black spandex on top and bottom, and I bought some white sneakers, and I bought some poster board, and I like drew the boot things and the cuff things, and wore those around my arms and legs. And then I drew a little belt and attached that to like the white emo kid belt I had, and I took an old white t-shirt and cut out like the diamond thing and pinned that on. So that was my very favorite costume of mine, I think. What do I have to say to people who think that Elliott Smith was murdered? It's weird because like the main things people say about that are like there were no hesitation marks, and that's strange, which is true. That is strange. And also that apparently most people who stab themselves in the chest to kill themselves will take their shirt off first, apparently, as a statistic. And also they wouldn't have done it twice. So what I say to them is like, maybe, I don't know. 19. Meredith from the band Soft Blue Shimmer. Do you feel like there are things that people misunderstand about you or your music? Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think with anytime you put yourself or your art or any opinion of any sort out there, people are going to misunderstand. And I've read some stuff about the record where people like are explaining lyrics or something, and it's not what I meant. But also at the same time, it's like if that's what it means to you, that's fine. That's part of what's great about music is connecting to it in a way that makes it important to you. So as long as no one's like, it doesn't really bother me unless people are misunderstanding it in like a bad way. You know what I mean? Where like just like, no, that's definitely 100% not what I was saying. But I think at the same time I will say there were a lot of people that were like super like listened to the record and really like got it in a way where like a couple of the things I read where I was like, oh, that is what I meant. Like I already knew what I meant, but seeing it written also in a different way that was maybe more concise, or you just use different words, like kind of opened something in my brain where like it, because for me songwriting a lot of time lyrically especially too is like I'm processing stuff, and I'm not even 100% sure what it's about until it's done, and I've been able to like think, like I look back, I'm like, oh, okay, here's what I was talking about, here's what I was trying to work through or work out. So it's been cool to see a couple of reviewers just like really get that and then go just like a tiny bit deeper, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I didn't think about it that way, but yeah, that is what I think. um so but yeah, I guess it's all up to interpretation, and if something means something to someone and helps them and it's not offensive then great, that's fine. All right, the big 20, I think we're here. Are there any bands and artists, Plastic Miracles or otherwise, that you are particularly excited about right now? Yeah. Every time I get a question like this, I forget every band I've ever heard. Well, we just announced this new Calyx record. I love it. It's really good. They're a really good band. They're really super cool live, which you should, when shows come back, I highly recommend checking them out. I loved the Open Mike Eagle record last year. I listened to that one a lot, and I think it's great. Yeah, Namdi, obviously. I'm excited to go to freaking show again. I'm excited about, I guess, a lot of bands and artists, and that's part of what's blocking up my brain. Yes, we're playing some live music on the internet, full band, next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 7 shows. We're going to play some new stuff, which I'm very excited about. It's going to be the first time some of these songs have been played, besides by just me. And I'm very excited to get to play them with um, with the boys. I call us 3 the boys, as in the boys are back in town. That's gonna be us back in town. Yeah, new songs, full band, fastball covers. We're doing Goodbye Earl. We're doing uh, Eve 6. Don't tell him. Every set's gonna be a little different. We're decorating the stage differently. Might shoot it in different angles. Might turn it around so it feels like we're in a completely different place. I don't know. Drink specials every night. We are probably not going to wear costumes, although I do have. I found my Jenko jeans, and I thought it might be fun if one night we all wore Jenko jeans. Yeah. Well, we would probably all fit into the legs of them. It's just the waist that would be a problem. I wonder, like, if did drummers used to wear Jenkos, or did that, like, I feel like anytime I had even remotely baggy pants on when I played the drums, the kick pedal would get stuck in them. So I wonder. I guess they wore shorts. They wore like Jenko cut off shorts. So that was 20. That was 20 plus questions. What do you think's possible? But this was fun and appreciate y'all. One last thing. Stay safe. Take care of everyone. Wear your masks. Bye, everyone.